Today we're gonna be building a DIY sandblasting cabinet. Now I've seen a couple videos like this online and different things, and I'm gonna make my own variation just to have a newer video out there, and so that you can watch this. And whether you're sandblasting toy tractors or if you came to this video from somewhere else, check out the channel. Maybe take a trip down to the subscribe button and like it and all that other good stuff. Now, if you were to buy one of these sandblasting cabinets manufactured in a store, you'd be spending around $100 and anywhere above that. I'm usually on a budget and don't want to spend money that I don't have to. So like I said, I saw a couple videos. My mom actually found this nice container for me. It has a nice lid here, and this is a crucial part. You can see that it has these clamps so the lid can stay on nice and tight and lift off and go back on. And now about a year ago I got my Sandblaster. It just hooks up to an air compressor, and then it's just like a gun. And tried it out once and it didn't really work, and I thought it'd just be really nice if I could have a cabinet. And I don't usually strip the paint off of my tractors or anything. It's something I want to get into. I know it gives a better result, and as well as just using it for like removing rust of old tools, and there's different things I'm into that I'll use it for. The first thing I went ahead and did was measured out and drew 2 circles on the tub. You can see 2 there. They're not perfect, it's just an outline, and I wanted them to be fairly even apart, and I was thinking that something just big enough for my hands to fit in, but something that I'd have room. And the idea is to put your arms in like this. I'm behind the camera obviously, but so you can hold something and sandblast. The next thing is these welding gloves. You can get dish gloves and different things as well. I got these because we had them and they're tough. The only thing is I'm going to have to put an extension on them to make them come out farther. If you look, I actually took a pair of old gloves and kind of cut them apart. So basically what I did here was the glove is inside out in like this. I cut the seam right around there. If you can see, I cut it right there and then flipped it inside out and in there. Next, I just wanted to fold over this end of the material, as that's what I will, after I get a nice fold there, I'll cut it and make it a circle. So I'll cut out these holes here. The glove will go in, hang down. I can put my hand in, do whatever I need freely. On the outside, I'll cut this into a circle around here and then secure it in another way. So the next step is I got my Dremel here. It came with an attachment for cutting, you can see there. So what I did is I put it on, and it's just a little bit of a bit sticking out. So I'm just gonna go in and drill around. I will have to make a hole in either one of these first though. Get up to widen it. So right there we got 2 nice drilled holes. The downside to using Dremel like that is that if you're not too experienced with it, it will jump around. So you have to just kind of learn how to do that. And this isn't the most stable piece, even though it is a really tough tub. You can see it still wobbles around. So I actually had to lay it on the edge of the table to get some scratches there, which is kind of inconvenient, but oh well. And then I also have to go around with a sanding bit and clean all that up. Each one of these holes I just sanded around the edges with my Dremel and then a piece of hand sandpaper. Roughed up this edge because the first way to connect those gloves I'm going to do is hot glue. Now I don't expect that to hold it. If it does, that'll be great, but I'm also planning to cut out a strip of wood or other plastic and then screwing it all together. While my glue gun heats up, I fold it over the end of the glove, or a respectable amount. You can see there's two seams on either side here, so I'm not worried about them, but what I am worried about is it not fitting right, so I'm going to take a snip on either side up the middle, just like that. What I'm going to do is just get my glue gun and just go around the edges and glove a bunch on because I have it. If it doesn't fall in, that'd be better, but oh well. I'm just going to hold that down and let it dry, and then just repeat the process the whole way around. Here I got both of my gloves in, and it's just hot glued, and you can see you can fit your hands in very nice, and it doesn't tear out. So I'm going to try it like that for the time being. I decided that the best place to have the hoses coming out of the sandblaster would be right in this corner. And I don't remember if you have seen the sandblaster yet. So here is the sandblaster. It is it's just a simple little thing. You have a hose here that runs in, and then you have a little tube like this that you stick into your sand, and then it sucks it in. Then when the bottom here, you hook up your air hose and you blow it. So it's made to do like kind of outdoor kind of things, not necessarily in a cabinet, but we're gonna make it do things in a cabinet today. So there you go. I got that little guy hooked up there, and the air hose can go into it. It's a tight fit, and I bet it will kind of rip over time. But the sand will be blowing the other way, so I think what will be lost out of there is minimal, and it won't be like spraying. There might just be a little bit coming out. Rather embarrassingly, this is a drill that I had on a 20 subscriber special. I was sanding one, so I'm going to test this out in the Sandblaster, see how it does. So here you can see I just took the Sandblaster outside. You can see I have the air hose hooked up on the bottom of the Sandblaster in there, as well as the hose that has the sand, and that hose just runs into the air compressor in the garage, and you see an air compressor. I don't really need to show that. So all you do is buy a bag of sand or whatever it comes in, stick your tube in, make sure everything's in the sandblaster. You want to sandblast, seal it, get your hands in there, and start spraying. I did notice quickly that looking through the lid, it did get a little foggy in there. As you can see here, I had my GoPro just stuck right up on the top of it. I maybe could have put it on in the inside, but I didn't really want to risk that. That wide angle lens on the GoPro really helped that, so you can see it actually does a pretty good job, and I was pretty impressed with how it turned out. And considering it was an older pair of gloves and you already have an air compressor and hose, you basically have to buy the sandblaster and the pump, and that's not bad for how well it works. I would definitely recommend this project to anyone who wants to remove paint in a quickly fashion that doesn't want to use chemicals. It really works pretty good. And there you can see, if I spray my hand with it, you really don't even feel anything. It's just like a squirt of air, really. So if we open it up, you can see you probably can't see here, but there's a lot of fumes that come out, and I don't want to breathe that. It's also outside, so that helps. And there's sand everywhere. After it's blasting for a while, some actually did pile up at the hoses and get out, but you can see that crystally looking part of the metal is what was sandblasted, so it works pretty well, and I was pretty impressed. I also did a 1/64th and it worked well. So if you enjoyed this video, again, thanks for stopping by, and please subscribe.